runs, but there's no gears. Traction control started like kicking on randomly, and then there was nothing. Then it was just fucking RPM going up. Right by the washroom. Right by the big red bed. Okay. We'll get you out of here in a second. Awesome, guys. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with it. You're missing a tire. Yeah, the back axle.
I'm going to drag it as gentle as I can, okay?
Okay, so tow trucks just got here, and we're a little more fucked up than I thought.
Yeah.
Our passenger side rear wheel fell off.
Turn to the, try to get to the left again.
Yeah, so basically traction control probably was getting all fucked up because that wheel bearing was fucked. And now it just failed. And probably broke our diff and our transmission. Get some pictures or something of the tire on the tow truck. Or video or something.
It's really hard to get them off there. Yeah, Rob made off.
Not bad, eh?
I said not bad, eh? I don't know, it's like it's trying to hover the tires this way instead of this way. It's not great.
Yeah, yeah.
There he comes. Oh yeah, that wheel is fucked. Jeez. So our biggest failure to our racing career so far happened at Shannonville in our last race. Kind of killed our season a little bit, but our wheel fell off. And we'll get into some of the stuff that broke as to why the wheel fell off in a sec, but just some of the other collateral damage that we ended up running into is that it essentially shredded our caliper. It broke the bracket. This bit here is supposed to look like this bit here. Ripped that guy right off. We have the slide pins on the back side here that it just ripped those right off. And then this piston is just pushed completely out of our caliper. It's completely roasted. It also destroyed our brake tubing there as well. It's still holding pressure, but we're not going to race on that. That's just super risky. The rotor actually came out okay. It's pretty straight and square for us. It only took a little bit of a nick somewhere. I can't remember where that one is. But really what happened is our half shaft and our hub bearing decided to fail. So you'll see here, this all is a fracture point or failure point of this guy, where inside this bearing, all of this inside the bearing is supposed to be connected there. This is supposed to be like this, but that just completely failed out. And once that failed, that's the only thing that was holding the wheel on. The wheel fell completely straight off. We actually sheared the end of the half shaft, and I'm not too sure what happened here. I'm thinking that the hub failed first, and then when the wheel put all of its load into the half shaft, then the half shaft sheared off, and then that broke. So that essentially is our biggest failure so far, mechanical failure. And our wheel fell right off, and that was essentially 5 hours into the race and ended our day. So with the wheel falling off on this corner of the car, I know we showed the immediate obvious damage that we experienced, but everything on this corner we're gonna have to kind of go over and just make sure that nothing else was cracked up, beaten up, twisted, torn, scored. One of those things that essentially is gonna make racing a little more difficult and just drop our reliability. So that's gonna be some of the winter projects here, is just really investigating this corner, making sure that she's proper and she's square. Another piece of kit that we found that was destroyed by Shannonville is our A-arm rear bushing mount on our passenger side, and you can kind of see how much that guy's playing around there. That guy shouldn't be moving that much. It should be pretty solid, so that probably explains a little bit of our steering slop we were experiencing. So that's definitely going to be going to some sort of harder bushing instead of the stock stuff. So that's usually what we do here. We break it, then we replace it with better stuff.